Yeah, I think you learned a lot from watching the first game. It was a back and forth game, tie game at halftime, and obviously, we were missing a couple guys, but they were missing a couple guys. That was Lawson's first game back from his injury after missing, I think, 4 games. But they're a good team. It's amazing how similar a lot of things have been through the course of the season in terms of when we've won, they've won, and vice versa. And they've been unbelievable at home. I think their only loss at home this year is Arizona. They have a great home court in Boulder, and they play with a lot of energy, specifically at home. But ton of talent on that team. Tad Boyle does a great job. Of course, when we played him the first time, Cody Williams, who's a true freshman and ranked or expected to go top 5 in the draft in almost any mock draft that you look at, as high as number 1, as low as number 5, but no lower than that. I've seen mock drafts where Cody Williams, Tristan Da Silva, and KJ Simpson are all projected to go in the first round, and certainly all 3 projected to get drafted. So, and then the role guys are really, really good. Eddie Lampkin's a force down there. So, you learn a lot when you watch those games. Of course, they're going to make adjustments. We're going to make adjustments. They're playing a little bit differently. We're playing a little bit differently, and you go from there.
What do you specifically see out of Cody Williams that he does really well?
Well, he's got excellent size, first of all, at the guard, and he can play, essentially any spot on the floor. I mean, any perimeter spot, 1, 2, 3. He's really, really long, very good athlete, and he can get it going in any number of ways. He's just at his size and his length, when he gets around the rim, he's able to finish at all kinds of angles over shot blockers. And so he shoots the 3 really, really well. He's got an excellent pull-up game, and he can tack the rim and get fouled. Just the other night against UCLA, I believe he started the game 8 for 8 from the field, something like that, maybe 9 for 9. Just watching that game the other day. So he puts a lot of pressure on you, and he's a good defender because he's so long. You know what I mean? You can get deep, and you might have a half a step advantage, but with his length, he can catch up and make those plays. So he's a dynamic player, and he certainly makes them different.
How do you kind of avoid a letdown after such a huge emotional victory on Sunday, and you're going back again on the road, 3rd straight game? How do you just prepare to be like, hey, it's not over. We've got this next one.
Yeah, I don't think, in terms of letdown, obviously that was a very emotional game. We had 2 of them. I mean, both those games came down to the last possession last weekend in LA. We lost one, won one, but we have a bye week, so to speak, where you play one game. It's been good for our guys to kind of get the legs back under them, recharge mentally, recharge physically. I thought we had a great practice the other day. So I don't anticipate that being any issue in any way. I'm just so happy for our guys that we were able to find a way to win that game, just back and forth. And I think we're down 6 with right around 3 to play, and against UCLA, that's hard because they just grind you, and they're so elite defensively. So it's a great win for us, and hopefully we can build off of that on Saturday.
Is there any update on Raleigh at this point?
There's no specific. Yeah, there's no specific update, but I do not anticipate him playing on Saturday.
Okay. And just specifically going against Colorado, what's one thing, maybe 2 things that you kind of are telling the guys this week? Hey, this is something we really want to focus on.
Well, first of all, they've been so good at home. They just play with so much energy. They have great fan support that backs that team, and I think they're elite in transition. And when I say elite, like they can get it and go. KJ Simpson is super fast with the ball, but he's also very unselfish. So he's willing to pitch it ahead when he sees those wings flying down the floor, whether it's Cody Williams or Tristan Da Silva. Eddie Lampkin's a big physical guy. So they're very fundamental. Very rarely, they rarely lose a game. Like, you have to beat them to beat them, So I think it all starts with it's going to start with our transition defense. We can't let them get loose in transition and start, getting dunks and layups and easy threes and living at the foul line. Secondly, they are, what you're going to get with Colorado. They're an elite rebounding team. It's hard to get offensive boards against them, and they're going to crash. 3 guys every time. They do their job. Their role guys are excellent at what they do, and so you got to work your You got to play with physicality and box out. And part of boxing out in them is they're so good because all their guards can get to the rim. So if you don't contain the ball or you don't stay in front of the ball, now they're attacking the rim, and now your shot blocker's got to rotate over, which opens up offensive rebounding lanes, for the rest of those guys. So it's a combination of eliminating, or neutralizing second chance opportunities. But a lot of that, so that's boxing out, but a lot of that is being able to stay in front of the ball and guarding the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job with that last time. And then for us on the offensive end is we got to value the ball. We finally had a single digit turnover game, meaning against UCLA we only turned it over 9 times. Part of that's a lower possession game, but we didn't have nearly as many unforced turnovers against UCLA. And I thought that was a big reason we won that game, and we have to have that kind of effort as well in Colorado.
Just last question. Obviously you don't want to look too far ahead at this point, but I mean, you're down to the last quarter of this Pac-12, and you got the Pac-12 tournament coming up quick after that. What's just kind of the message for the team, at this point?
Message for our team, you get the last 25% of the season, everything's so, Arizona, 1 game lead over Washington State, who I think has a 1 game lead over maybe Oregon. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know there's a bunch of teams right in the middle where we're at, right? Where any, you get a 2-game sweep, things can change. However, none of that matter. I just want our message is be where your feet are at, right? All we can do is do what we can do. Let's be where our feet are at today and practice to get better in preparation to play this excellent Colorado team. That's fighting for an NCAA tournament berth as well. So we just got to be where our feet are at. Let's put our best foot forward. Let's be the very best that we can possibly be, and then whatever happens, happens.